Or anything else anyone like to add or tell, not add? What is a file? Can you define a file at least? What is a file? Anyone can answer. If you don't want I have a microphone, then you can put the answer in chat box. That will also do. Yes, I am waiting for the answer.
Is it a record of data?
It is a record of data. No, not exactly.
Sir, collection of data.
Collection of data. Collection of data. No, just need to rectify a little bit.
Sir, it is a collection of data that is stored in the storage devices.
It is a collection of data which is stored in the storage devices. No, not exactly. I am looking for a particular word. Data is not stored as it comes.
So collection of process data.
Sorry, I was disconnected. If anyone has answered something, can you repeat? What is a file? Am I audible? I was disconnected.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, it is a collection of, it is used to store the data in the storage devices, but file is particularly said as a collection of records. Is it a formal definition of file? File is a collection of records which holds certain data. Am I right? Is it a formal definition of file? Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It is a collection of records which holds certain data. Then what is a record? What is a record? You have learned COBOL. Don't just stay mum. You can definitely answer. You know it. What is a record? How we are creating a record? Yes. What is a record? Come on.
A record is something that groups a related item.
Please repeat, Akshay.
A record is something that groups related data or item.
Record groups are related data. Okay. It groups the related data or items. Yes, I can keep a record of a student having student name, student roll number, student address, student marks, and etc. I can have a record for employee. I can have a record for, say, a menu in a restaurant. So I can have that. Okay. And A collection of similar kind of record is a file. Am I right? Collection of similar file of kind of records is a file. So one line in a file contains one record. That record contains various data related to that particular real world object for which we are storing the data. Do you agree with this? Okay. So file is a collection of records. The record groups certain data, certain interrelated data. Akshay, you have answered that it groups the related data together. That means when I am trying to say that the data is related, that means data is structured. Am I right? So I cannot say that it is a unstructured data. Do you agree? Unstructured data is something different, the term which is nowadays coming into picture. But even though whenever I want to store something, that has to be structured, that has to be patterned, then only we will be able to store it in a particular way so that we can have a future access. Why we are storing? So that we can have a better access. Where you have a access in future. If you are not accessing that data in future, there is no point in storing it. That's what we learned in data structure. All efforts we take only to store the data properly so that it can be accessed in a better way or in a faster way. Okay, so a file is a collection of records. Now can anyone tell me that what are the advantages and disadvantages you observe in these files? See, in the last lecture I have already said that you go through the concept of files, how they are stored, how they are accessed, and how they are indexed. I asked you to do that, and I am damn sure that none of you have done that. But don't do that way. Participate in learning. Now it is doesn't make any sense because this is part of our life, online learning. तो इसमें सिर्फ join हो जाओ, सुना तो सुना, नहीं तो नहीं सुना. This won't work. Okay, some or the other way you will be facing loss because of this habit. So now be participative, and if one faculty is telling you that come prepared for the class with this particular things, then you should be. Okay, so I asked you to learn about file a little, but I don't know. As I know you, I know that none of you might have done that. But if you can recall, what are the good things about file and what are not so good things about file? Can anyone tell? Yes.
So in file, we cannot access data faster as
Yes.
there are multiple types of data, like they are mixed together.
Uh-huh.
Unlike record in which we have same types of data. So
Okay.
their accessing of data is faster.
Yes, yes. Access of data is not that comfortable or that faster if I'm talking about data. Why all these things are happening? Okay, instead of, okay, Abhishek, you can put your mic off. So yes, we'll try to learn some things. I'll just share a screen, blank screen, so that we can. So if I'm talking about a file system, today's discussion will be file system versus DBMS. How database management system is advantageous over file system that we are going to see. What do you mean by a file system? File system is there everywhere. Your computer has a file system, the NTFS and all words you might have used. Okay, because of that only it is possible for you to store the data and also create the file, create the folder, arrange them properly, organize them properly, shift from one place to another, modify, delete. All these actions you can take on a file or a folder in any operating system is possible only because of the file system which is in existence in that particular computer or that particular OS. So file system is not an avoidable thing, and we are not replacing file system with DBMS, but in few cases we are making use of file system DBMS instead of file system. That's what we are going to see. So when I am talking about some data which is to be stored in this way, okay, let us say that I am storing student number, student name, let us say that student address, class, and say marks. All these things we are trying to store. So in file system, this is a record. Let us say that this takes 3 characters, this takes 15 characters, this takes 30 characters, this takes 3 characters, this takes 2 characters. Okay, so this record will be of completely what can we say? This will be the total of 35, 50, 53 characters. 53 characters. Unlike structure in C, in structure in C, we are actually storing different types of data in only one file. But here, all data will be considered as a text. Even though practical execution will be done in different way, but while storing, all these 53 places will be treated as a character. And in this file, I will have a record stored, okay, where this complete thing is going to have this whole record stored in that. Are you getting me? Okay, so this whole record about one student will be stored in this. Now sometimes what happens, the name doesn't take 15 characters, it takes only 10 characters. Then those 5 characters will be removed, and from 11th character your address field will start. Okay, so this is the way a file record is stored. If address is not taking all 30 characters, say only 20 characters, next 10 will be skipped and a class will start from 21st character. So this is the way it is stored in the file. So whenever I try to access this file, or a particular record, it is not possible for me to access that particular record. I need to access this whole file, move from first record till the intended record, and then access that particular record. It will happen that. If you remember the concept of transaction file and master file, you have a master file in which you store the data which is permanent. And whenever you wish to make some changes in that file, you will take that data into a transaction file, make the changes. Once the changes are finalized, you commit those changes and then transact it back to the master file. Okay, so this is the way a file operations are handled. Whereas in DBMS, what will happen? In DBMS, we are not going to store this as a single record, but we will store all these things as a table. We will store as a table. Of course, the structure will be same. Every thing is going to take its data, but this column will be student number, this will be student name, address, class, and marks. So, and every row it will be representing information about one student. Okay, so I can access in this case any individual cell, whereas it is not possible for me to access any individual cell in a file. Here it is possible for me to access a individual file. So this is a file structure and this is your database management systems storage structure. These are the two things you will have to keep in mind. So here, while accessing a file, we need to write a program, maybe in C or Java or C++. whatever preferred language is there, or COBOL for that matter. Okay, with the help of programming language, a complete program, we can access the file, create the file, store the file. Whereas here you need not to write the whole program, but it is supported with a language like SQL or relational algebra kind of things. So we have these kind of things available in. We need not to write a huge code while writing a file, accessing the data in a database. Whereas when we try to access the data in file system, we'll have to write the complete program. Second thing, we'll have to access the complete file and then go to the intended data and access it. It will happen that way. So if you just accessing 1 or 2 records and that file is having 1000 records, all 1000 records will be brought to you. You will have to select those 2 records, modify them, access them, and then write it back in the file. So accessing of file is also, that is why it is slower. As Abhishek said, it is not providing a fast access, because every time that entire file will get loaded. But of course, what I try to say is, even though you have a database, these ultimately at the ground level, at the end level, the storage will be file system only. Okay, but for our access, we will organize data in such a way that our access will become faster with the help of database management system. In the last definition, I've said that what is DBMS? DBMS is the collection of interrelated data and set of programs to access it. So you need not to write an explicit program to access those files, but you can write a small query using a language like SQL, and you can access that data. Rest of the things will happen at the back end where all those programs are available. Whereas in file system, you'll have to write a complete program for that particular, for accessing that particular file. Okay. Here also, again, I am repeating that in DBMS also, we are taking help of file system for storing the data at the storage devices. There we need to follow the operating system's strategy of file system to store the data. But a middleware is going to have a DBMS, which is going to interact with the user and makes the data faster, data access faster as compared to the file system. Understanding me? So in this case, I am not saying that file is storing the unstructured data. Unstructured data is a term which is nowadays very widely accessed or widely used, and in terms of data mining or data warehousing, it is used. Or text analysis, business analytics, business intelligence, big data analytics. In that case, we are talking about unstructured data, the data which is getting randomly and hugely generated, right? Like our data in the social media. On Facebook, people go on posting n number of things. It may be an image, it may be a video, it may be a zip file, it may be long text messages, and most of the data is unnecessary or waste we are creating. So that data is collected together. That is called as unstructured data, and that unstructured data is structured sometimes, or that unstructured data is analyzed sometimes to make certain business decisions in DBMS. Like I've given a very common example is the arrangement of supermarket. Or yesterday I have given you the last lecture I have given you the example that you search for some product in Amazon, and after some time you access your Facebook, you will get the advertisement of that product which you searched on Amazon in your Facebook. Or if you are in the age group of 18 to 24, you will get the advertisement of the products like shoes, apparels, bikes, mobile gadgets, these kind of things. If the viewer is, or the user is of age 35 to 45, he is a working and family man, so he will be getting an advertisement of insurance, probably car or some kids related stuff, where the way they can benefit their parents or kids or something like that. And if it is a woman and a housewife, then the similar products will reflect. So that is a part of analytics and data warehousing. So unstructured data, structured data, these kind of terms come into picture when we talk about that thing, that is data warehousing and mining or BI, which is little higher terminology as compared to DBMS, which we are not going to learn right now. Okay, so we are going to stick to a very basic concept of a database management system in this subject. In the last unit, definitely you have something about distributed database. Is it okay? Shall we proceed, or anything you wish to ask? Anything to be asked? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Now we will come to the direct differences or the disadvantages of file system over DBMS. Again, I am repeating, file system is still used. We are just concluding why we are using DBMS. Okay. First of all, the disadvantage is we need a program to access a file. We need a program to access a file. First of all, every time we need to write a program to access a file or modify that file or probably create that file, and you have already done it. You have already done it in COBOL or in C also. The file system are very properly supported. That is the first thing. And when you try to write a program to access a file, that means you need to know the location of a file. You need to know the location of a file. If you know the location of a file, then only you can access it. If you are not aware about location of a file, it is difficult or impossible for you to access it. Whereas in DBMS, it is not that. You are using ATM, which is a very beautiful example of distributed databases or distributed DBMS, where you are just putting card in any of the machine in the world. It's not needed that you have a Federal Bank ATM and you can go for ATM card and you can go to only Federal Bank ATM. You can go to any bank ATM. You put that card in, it will put your hello with your name. It will issue the money whatever you want. It will issue the mini statement if you want. It will allow you to change the password as if everything is available on that machine. But actually nothing is available on that machine. As soon as you put a card in, a connection is established. It is talking to many servers, get the information and provides you a service. But you are working on that as if everything is available in that machine. So in that way, in DBMS, you need not to know the location or details of the data which is stored, where it is stored, how it is stored, how it is accessed. You are least bothered. You are just putting your card in and you are getting all the information. But in case of file system, you need to know the location of that file. So that is the next disadvantage of your file. Secondly, if I am talking about a file which is probably of 1 or 2 GB, and I just want to access 1 or 2 records out of it, it is not possible. I need to extract the entire file. Extract means we'll have to, it may be compressed form, it may be in some other form. I'll have to make it in an accessible form, then locate that particular data, access or read that data, but at that time entire file will be there in your primary memory. That is a disadvantage of your file. We can say that portion cannot be accessed. Okay, portions of the data cannot be accessed is the next problem. Whereas in databases, it is possible to access portion. How, that we'll see in the coming discussions. And as I said, there is a problem of redundancy. This is a word which you are going to get introduced to. Redundancy of data. Redundancy means repetition of data. Repetition of data. What do you mean by this redundancy and how it happens in a file? When I talk about a file, and say you as a student, your entire information is stored in the department, and your same information or similar information needed in the office. Your name, your roll number, your parents' name, your parents' phone number, your phone number, your address, your class, your batch of admission. All these things department also needs. Same things library also needs. Similar things are needed by the office. So in file system, what will happen? Everyone is going to repeat the same information at their locations, because that file is accessible able to office. This file is accessible to the department. So the same data gets redundant everywhere it is being used. Okay, that is a problem with your file system. And this also leads to insecurity, because sometimes your data is available at number of places. It will so anyone can destroy that data, anyone can modify that data, anyone can make unwanted changes in that data, and entire system may be mismatched, or the data can be stolen from any place. So the redundancy is the biggest issue in file system. Why? Because repetition of work, holding that much storage space unnecessarily, and third thing, the security. And along with that, we also face another problem which is called as inconsistency. What do you mean by inconsistency? That means if some student have left the college, he has taken TC from the college, and he went, office has modified that student has cleared his dues and taken the TC and went off. And if we don't get that data for 1 month or 2 months, we'll be continuously maintaining the information of that student as absent. And it happens very frequently. The student leave the college in between the session, and we keep his data till the end of session. So that is the inconsistency. The data is modified in one file, and same data is not modified in another file. So this redundancy also leads to inconsistency of the data. And also you need to always take care that it has to be modified everywhere. If you make a small change, let us say that a phone number is changed for a student, it need to be reflected in the department, it need to be reflected in library, it need to be reflected with bus information, it need to be reflected in office also. So that care also will have to take. So consistency of data need to be maintained in case of any data storing, and which is little difficult in case of files because of the redundancy it has. Okay, so these are the few disadvantages. Next disadvantage is the concurrency. You just remember these terms because these terms are going to be used in DBMS continuously. Redundancy, inconsistency, integrity, concurrency, entity, these kind of things are going to be used. So just recall these words. What do you mean by concurrency? Many users are using the data concurrently at the same time. So it is possible that some data, some may only read that data, some may read and write that data, some may only write that data. So it is there are possibilities that these concurrent users may modify the data as per their need, and sometimes someone is writing something, someone is modifying some data, and at the same moment you are reading it, that time the problem will happen. This problem happens most of the means many a times. You can see that in railway reservation, most of you may be traveling frequently. You reserve a ticket online, and few people reserve a ticket at the railway station. There exists a problem many a times that एक ही berth दो लोगों को allot हो गया. ये होता है बहुत बार. So this happens because of the concurrency issue. So file systems doesn't provide concurrent accesses. It doesn't allow you to access the file concurrently. Okay, whereas you have some concurrency protocols present in DBMS. This in database management system, this concurrency issue is properly handled, because even though the one berth is allotted to two people, at that moment one berth will be left vacant. That will happen. It will just for a bogie, it will take 72 berths only allotted. So it is possible that berth number 10 is allotted to two people. At that moment, some other berth in those 72 will definitely be vacant. So some or the other way, there are several protocols in DBMS where concurrency issues are handled. Then we have another issue called as integrity. Integrity of the data. That means we are applying certain constraints on the data that has to be taken care of. And also, as I said, in inconsistency, if one table is modified, all the other tables must be modified. In this case, you apply certain constraints on that data, and those constraints need to be followed by all the tables. Okay, constraint का मतलब ये है कि कोई restrictions हम लोग डालते हैं, कोई impose करते हैं. Likewise, like some age restrictions will be there in certain forms. Some financial restrictions will be there in certain forms. You need to import or you need to impose certain restrictions on the data which is to be entered. So, and that those constraints need to be followed by all of them, all the tables in the database or entire system for that matter. Okay, so it is imposing the constraints. That is also not possible in file system. That's why we go for a DBMS. And definitely security issue, backup issue, and recovery issue are very well handled in case of data structure than file system. Security, as I said earlier, because of redundancy, it is not secured. But when you try to take a backup of a file, you need to take the backup of entire file, even though even if it is needed or not. Whereas in case of DBMS, you can have a backup of selected data, and recovery is also good in case of database management system, because we have a rollback facility in that. We can roll back the changes, which is not possible in case of file system. Okay, so these are the things you need to take care or you need to keep in mind. So these are the disadvantages, or I will not say disadvantages, these are the limitations of file system, and those limitations are addressed very well in case of database management system, and that's why we are moving to database management system. Okay, so many a times a question will be asked, what are the differences between file system and data structure, DBMS. At that time, you can keep these points in hand and write about those points, these aspects as a differences among the two. Like need a program to access a file, whereas DBMS has a small queries to access those files. Location need to be known when we access a file, whereas you need not to know the location if you are accessing a DBMS. User is generally unaware about the final location. Portions cannot be accessed, portion can be accessed, redundancy is there, is not there. So these things you can keep in mind when the question of the differences is asked. But keeping these things in mind only, we are going to learn about DBMS that we'll cover in the next lecture. So this is all from my side today. If you wish to ask something, you can. Yes.
Sir, from your discussion, I understood that all the things have, except storage process, all the things have been replaced by DBMS.
Yes.
Except that.
Yes.
Why not storage has been the way of storage has been replaced?
Yeah, storage is a constrained thing which is generally taken care by operating system. User doesn't have a control on that. That is the first thing. And second thing is the physical memory which is available with us is in a form of a string of bytes. So that is the limitation which we have. Or that string of bytes can be handled only with the file system. We cannot have a database management system on that, applied on that. So because of that constraint, we are not replacing storage with DBMS. It is not possible. Okay.
Sir, what about secondary storage?
Secondary storage is absolutely supporting thing for us. Okay. So actually secondary storage is just supported by OS, but if you want to operate on secondary storage, it is not possible. The file from secondary storage will be brought in the primary storage, and then only it is accessible to the processor. Okay. Secondary storage is not directly accessed by the processor. So secondary storage is just a supporting one. तो वो तो प्राइमरी स्टोरेज ही हम लोग मैनिपुलेट नहीं कर पाते डीबीएमएस से, तो सेकेंडरी स्टोरेज तो बात ही नहीं आती उसमें. Yes, anything else? So if you don't have any doubts, you can leave. Tomorrow we will see how this DBMS is and what is the architecture of that DBMS. Okay. So if you want, you can leave. If you don't have any doubts, otherwise I am staying back. Those who have doubts can ask.